Hey everyone, it's Mike with This Old Hot Rod. And so what this video is this video is going to be the phone call that I received from George Ryan. I had called George and left him a voicemail, and I kind of had, the camera set up and whatnot, but I didn't know when George was going to call me back. And I was in the middle of a project. I was in the middle of working on I think I was working on the shift linkage for the coupe when George actually had called. So I ran out. I'd spoken to him for a few minutes while I was kind of getting some things set up. So the conversation had already started prior to me getting the camera going. You guys missed a little bit of the beginning of the conversation. However, I tried to videotape and get as much as I could. I apologize in advance for the beginning of the conversation. I'd never done anything like that, as far as talk to someone on the phone on video. So I didn't have him on speakerphone. So the first couple minutes of the conversation was just a one-sided phone call that you guys will witness. Hopefully you can kind of get the gist of that. And I'll say this at the end of the video as well. But that's the reason why. And then I kind of smartened up, put him on speaker, and continued the conversation. So I hope you guys enjoy that. It was a great time to be able to talk to George and to just hear his voice, ask him some questions about the car, and potentially we're gonna set up a time moving forwards at some point soon that I can go out and meet him and hopefully get some photographs of the car and get to talk to him in person, be able to ask him a lot more questions. And I say in the video, I'll take you guys along with me. And as long as he doesn't mind me filming, it doesn't seem like he would. So, yeah, guys, just hopefully you enjoy what's coming up in the video. And then just the next video after this will be me back on the coupe. So, finishing up the clutch and the linkage and all that stuff. And then after that, it's going to be epoxy, and the car is going to go off to the exhaust shop. So, thanks, guys. Enjoy. Yep, so it's got solid lifters, dome pistons, solid lifters, dome pistons, adjustable rockers, big cam, had an angle grind cam in it, and then and now I was able to find an old Y-end 4 deuce intake. So it's got 4 deuce intake, 4 big logo 97s. Found a nice set of headers for it, so center. Well, I don't have. Oh, even the Strombergs. Well, what would you recommend? What, like a 3? The Rochester. Like the Rochester carburetor is like that. It's funny you say that. I'm just taking my 30 coupe out now. Gonna go take it for a drive. And I see stains all underneath I have 4 Strombergs on that as well. In my 30 coupe, it's a small block. It was built with a small block originally in the 70s. Yep, came out of a 75 Corvette. It had a TH400 behind it. I swapped it out for an aluminum Super T10. So it's got a 4-speed now. I've got this thing working pretty good. There's one carb that's got a little bit of a leak to it, but one of the threads is stripped in the top cover, where it goes into the body and the bowl. So I got a few more kicking around if I need to swap them out. They do. It's yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, that's true. It's true. Yeah. So back to the 34. It's so the car sat until 85, and like I said, Brad chopped it. He mocked up the 371 olds and then basically walked away from it. It sat for 35 years. He said he never really had a love affair with the car. It was a big project, he said. It's a real big project, and he just never really found the time to dedicate to it. So I purchased the car in June of this past year, of 2020. And it sat for a few months until I could make space in my little garage where I work on my cars, and I pushed it up in there, and I've been working on it ever since. And I started a YouTube channel because of this car, because everybody kept saying, we want to see what you do, we want to see you rebuild it. So I started a YouTube channel, and now I've been documenting the build since September, and it's pretty cool. It's become become a thing, and now it has this following where everybody each week will watch the video that I put up, and it shows everything, you know, all the steps of rebuilding the car. And so when Brad had chopped the car back in the 80s, he sprayed black primer, because he stripped the paint off the top of the car, you know, down to where he chopped it to about, you know, the bottom of the door where the window is, at the tops of the bottoms of the windows, and just sprayed it with black primer and never metal finished it. Didn't really do anything. So I've since removed all of the black primer off the car and exposed the turquoise paint, which I believe is a 1958 Tropic Turquoise, I believe.
58 Chevy Turquoise, I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
Possibly.
That's what I thought it was. So
yeah,
it
may be.
I got a lot of paperwork with the car, and that's how originally I knew you had built the car back in the day. And that's how I had met Walter. I've been out to meet Walter and speak to Walter in person. I brought the car out to him last July, about a month after I purchased the car. And he said you two had lost contact back in the day.
Yeah.
So
I used to work with him in Honeywell.
Yep, there's still a Honeywell sticker on the passenger side window of the car.
Holy cow. Yeah. That was a long time ago. I built 100 cars since then.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Now, where in the line of cars was this coupe when you built it? How old were you when you built this?
24.
Okay.
I was probably about 24. I lived in Natick at the time, and I built the car in Natick.
Okay.
I used to work for a speed shop in Kitchitchuit.
Okay.
And I used to drive it to work every day.
Wow.
Down Speen Street and down Route 30 and into the Hotrod shop.
Jeez.
But that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there was quite a speed shop over there that nobody knew about. It was in a barn.
Okay.
And it was right off, it was actually right on Route 30 in Kitchitchuit.
Okay.
So where are you?
I'm in Middleborough.
Where the hell is Middleborough? Where is that?
I am down, headed towards the Cape. So I'm right on 495. I'm about 20 minutes from Plymouth.
Okay.
Everybody knows Plymouth.
My daughter lives in Upton.
Upton.
Yeah, it's just up the road from you a ways.
Yeah, I think that's further up 495
She's
north.
up 495, where 495 runs into the Mass Pike in that area.
Yep, I was about to say near the Pike. Yep.
Yeah, that's Upton up there.
So I'm about 45 minutes south on 495 from the Pike.
Okay, yeah, I know where you are now, yeah.
Yep. So not too terribly far, but I'm still in Massachusetts, so that's good.
Well, that's up for grabs, but yeah.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Well, the car's never left Massachusetts, which is just incredible. Now, was the coupe a hot rod before you built it as to what it was?
When I bought it, I just bought the body and the frame. That's all there was. It was empty.
Okay.
So I think I put a Chevy rear end in it.
Yep, that's still in there.
And yeah, and I think I had coil suspension on the back.
Yep.
It rode pretty decent, really, for a hot rod.
Oh, excellent. Good to know. It's still there.
Yeah, the coils work pretty good on that car because they absorb the bumps pretty good. You know, those cars don't usually ride too well, but
yeah,
if you put leaf springs on them, they ride awful.
Yeah, no, I'm planning on leaving the coil springs that are in the car in it. I have photos from Walter that show some pretty large. So you have the coils that were, I think, welded to the chassis on top of the rear axle, and then you also had coil springs with the shocks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, coil over shocks.
Coil over shocks, yeah. I don't have coil over shocks on it, so I'm going to see how it rides with...
You might be able to just put regular shocks on it.
That's what I have. I have some old Columbia shocks, some old NOS Columbia shocks.
They might be kind of stiff.
Yeah. Okay.
You might look in Speedway.
Yep.
And see if you can put a set of lighter shocks on it, like from the front end of a 32 for the the hot rod setup.
Yep.
Something like that might be easier on you, but
Okay.
if you shock it too hard, the car just will ride like a truck. So
Yeah, it'll skate.
yeah, it won't be any fun at all.
Yeah.
So it'll beat you up.
I'm hoping I can figure it out. I'm sure I will. It'll just take time.
Yeah. Well, they also make coil-over shocks that are completely adjustable.
Yep.
And they start really down around 100 pounds or something.
Oh.
You can really adjust them.
Okay.
And something like that might even work.
Yep.
Everybody makes a set. There's a dozen people that make them.
Yeah, that's true. Just figuring out what works for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But I don't have a list of questions or anything in front of me, but I know I probably have a million questions for you.
Oh, call me anytime.
Yeah.
I'm still building cars up here, so.
That's what Tim said.
Yeah, Tim and I have been building cars for 100 years, so.
Jeez. Now
we've been doing it for a long time. My cars are all over the country. I got them in California, Florida, Mississippi,
My goodness.
everywhere.
Now, how many cars had you? Now, what year? I was told you had. Walter thought you built the car in around 62 to 63.
Yeah, I built a T-bucket back then.
Yep.
And it was a real piece of lightning. I used to run it over to Cambridge at there was a Cambridge drive-in over there.
Okay.
Fresh Pond Parkway.
Okay.
And there was like I don't know what you call it, like a Burger King or something over there where girls would come out on roller skates.
Sure.
And there was a drive-in over there, and I used to go over there a lot, and there was what they called the Route 2 Timing Association.
Okay.
And they drag raced the cars up on Route 2, which was right up the street from Fresh Pond Parkway, going into like Concord, Mass.
Sure.
And there was a big crowd of guys over there that had cars. And this car was an 11-second car. I had specially made tires for it from M&H in Watertown.
Yeah, from
they
Marv.
used to be in Watertown.
Sure.
And they made me a set of 12-inch slicks for the street. And they were special tires because you couldn't run slicks on the street. They were illegal.
Sure.
But these guys made them legal, and I used to get stopped like 3 times a week with that T-bucket because they all thought the tires were illegal. But
slick.
after a while, they get used to me and left me alone, but it took a long time.
Yeah.
But the T-bucket was a Buick powered. And like a 300 horse nailhead, 322 Buick.
Wow.
And the body weighed about 80 pounds. So you can imagine 300 horse pulling 80 pounds and get right along. The car was scary. It was fast.
Jeez.
So
Unbelievable.
I drove that I used to drive that to Honeywell too.
No kidding.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a summer car, of course, because it, was hidden on top.
Yep,
But I still got pictures of all these cars, so.
Tim had said that. I would love to, at some point, take a ride out and maybe just meet up with you. I have a few photos of the car from Brad over the years where it was mainly just sitting. It wasn't, it wasn't much done to it. It was a stalled project. And then I have photos of what I've done since then. Since I
wonder if can I get that on my telephone, that YouTube thing?
Yeah, I think so, depending on what type of a phone you have. Yeah.
I got a phone that's a lot smarter than I am.
Me too.
Jeez, I am all I can do to run it. If I didn't have kids, I'd be screwed.
Well, ask one of the kids or grandkids or whatever the situation is. But if you go on YouTube, if you download the YouTube app, or even if you go on your internet search, if you type in this old hot rod, just like this old house, but this old hot rod, it'll come up. And
I'll try it.
It's the George Ryan Coupe.
I'll be damned. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I just built another one here. I got a 32 3-window.
No kidding.
I just built the 32 3-window last year, and I was almost going to take it out today. It's like 70 here.
That's what I'm doing now. I was just going to lower the car off my 30 off the jack stands and take it off the charger and see if I can go take it for a drive.
Yeah, mine's ready to go. It's all registered and it's just sitting there waiting for turn the key.
No kidding.
But it's I got a black 32 3-window. It's chopped.
Yeah.
It's got a 350 Chevy crate motor in it.
Yeah.
Turbo 400 behind it,
Yeah.
and it's got a Pete and Jake's chassis under it.
Beautiful.
Pete and Jake from Missouri, I think.
Yep.
And I bought the chassis, built already.
Sure.
And then I bought the body. It's got a Bebop body on it. Bebop's from Tennessee, I think.
Okay.
So I guess you call it a kit car if you want.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. No, it's a hot rod as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it looks like an original 32. Nobody
Sure.
can tell the difference. It's even got a cowl vent, so
Yeah.
and door handles, so it looks just like a 32. Nobody knows it's plastic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been driving that for over a year or so, and I got a 55 Bel Air out here, and that's not finished yet, but I got a 68 500 horse Camaro sitting out here.
Jeez.
With a big block in it, a really big block. It's got a
Holy
468 in it.
Wow.
And I got a brand new Camaro.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I got a 1918 Camaro. So we got a couple toys out here.
I guess you do.
Yeah.
My first car that I bought, that I started building only 5 years, almost 6 years ago now, is a 29 sedan, chopped and channeled, flathead powered, 30-speed, banjo rear axle. That's the car I cut my teeth on. Then I purchased my 30 Coupe that I have. That was an older project that hadn't been driven in 20-something years, and I got it, bought it, blew it all apart, redid everything, painted the car because it was just in primer. That was the first car I've ever painted. So I'm still kind of green to this as far as a lot of people go. People like yourself, you've been doing this for ages. I'm into this now for about 6 years. So, but I've come a long way.
Where'd that coupe come from?
So
I built a coupe and it was in Waltham.
My 30 Coupe.
Yeah.
My 30 Coupe came from the same person that I got your old 34 Coupe from.
I wonder where he got it, because I built one in Waltham, and the guy finished it, and it was nice.
He bought the body, same as you with the coupe that I have from you. He bought the body and chassis for $50 from a guy in Amesbury, and then he built the car, chopped it, channeled it. There's a lot going on my 30 Coupe. He built it in '78. It's chopped, channeled. It has a early dropped, 6-inch dropped axle. 4-wheel disc brakes. It came the entire driveline and suspension, back suspension, came from a '75 Corvette.
Really? Holy cow!
Yeah, it has independent rear suspension in the back, big, huge brakes.
Oh, that's nice.
It rides like a dream.
Oh, I'll bet it does. That sounds really good. Yeah.
And I took the automatic out of it that it came with originally. I still have it, but I took it out and put, like I had said, I put in an aluminum 4-speed. And and I built the motor up, and it's a whole new car.
Really? Yeah.
It's fun. It's not violently fast, but it's fun. And it doesn't. Quick. Yeah, so it goes along pretty good. So that's my driver. I drive that on days like today, every chance I can get. So, and then I also have a 29 Roadster.
Holy cow.
Yep, 29 Roadster, still has the banger engine in it. And as soon as my girlfriend saw that, she said, "That one's mine, don't touch it."
Good for her.
Yep. So
that's cool.
I touched it a little bit. I put a 32 shell on it, some guide headlights, some 40 Ford steel wheels, and just did the tasteful things that would have been done back in the day, but it's still banger powered. So
is it stock? I mean, looking fenders and all?
No fenders.
Oh, no fenders. Okay.
It has.
Is it on the Model A frame?
It's on the Model A frame. It has the splash aprons.
Oh, that's different. Okay.
Yep. It's the body with the splash aprons. I have a hood for it. I don't have the hood on it, but we put in two little bucket seats in it, like, you know, tasteful from back in the day, that would have been done back in the day. They're old bar stool seats.
Really? That sounds good.
Yep, so it's got two little bar stool seats in it, which are, like I said, they're tasteful. It's a rumble seat car. I found a rumble seat for it, so that's in the car. It's just a nice, complete little roadster that we drive around town on, and it's a blast.
That sounds like real fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I made a set of fenders for the rear. I widened a set of motorcycle fenders for the rear, if I remember right.
Okay, so that's what they are. I have photos of the car with the fenders.
Yeah, they were widened cycle fenders, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
No interior, just seats and a gas tank, from what Walter had recalled.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't have any upholstery, if I remember right. I don't think so.
That's what Walter had said. He said it was just a couple of seats and the gas tank right behind you. He said all you could hear was the fuel pump. He said whining. I just said that's what he told me.
Okay.
Yeah. What else was it? The steering, I believe, was 56 Chevy, 56, 57 Chevy, maybe. I'm not sure. I have to look at the notes.
That doesn't sound right.
No? Okay.
No, I'll have to look at my pictures and see if I can remember.
Yeah?
But I don't think so, because I don't think I had a cross steer in it.
No, it looked like you had kind of like a stanchion or some type of a tower built with the steering box on it.
Oh, okay, maybe, yeah.
It looked like, to me at least. You had the douche shell.
Yeah. I'll look at my pictures and try to remember what it was. I don't remember offhand.
Okay. Yeah.
The steering, I don't know what that was. I thought it had a drag link on it. Well, it probably
I think you did. You did.
Yeah.
It has F100 steering in it now. Because it didn't come with any steering. It was.
Oh really?
No.
They took it out?
Yeah, someone did it. Yeah, I think Brad took it out at some point.
Everybody's using those Vega boxes, and they're really not the hot setup.
No, I wanted to keep it old and traditional. You know, something that you would have used back in the day, so to speak. You know. So I built it with F100 steering. I changed the front axle setup. From what I can tell on the photos, it looks like you extended the frame and then you mounted that spring out front with like a T-bucket style spring mount.
I think I made a suicide perch for the front.
Yes, you did. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So I actually removed that and put a model. I shortened the wheelbase back to factory. I put a Model A front cross member, and then I had a dropped 32 heavy axle on the shelf that I ended up using on the car. So now I can run a hood top if I decide to, and I don't have to extend it. You had originally extended it to meet up to the 32 shell.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. So now I actually have the 30. I have a 34 shell on the car at the moment, but I also have it mocked up where I can put a 32 shell on it if I decide to get the original look of the car back in the day. All right. Well, it's been overwhelming. When I was speaking to Tim, I was so excited to finally get to talk to you. Like I had said right when we started talking, I've been looking for you for a while. I did a lot of internet searches, and I always post up, questions. Does anybody know George Ryan? I have this car that he built. I found your name on the ham on multiple threads that people have, mentioned that you've built certain cars and they take photos of and, post up. And I found pictures of you, from newspaper articles at car shows. But I'm like, I said, I'm getting close. I just haven't found him yet, but I knew I'd eventually get to talk to you.
I've built a lot of cars. We have quite a setup here.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and Tim would help me, with whatever I needed. So yeah.
Wow.
We built a lot of cars here. Yeah.
And you've been out there since the '60s? Have you been out in Westfield?
1970, I moved out here.
1970. Okay.
1970. Built a great big garage and been doing it ever since.
Wow. Well,
So,
I would love someday to be able to meet you, and I'm really shooting to get the 34 on, running and driving this summer. I'm working on the templates for the interior now, and it's going out to the exhaust shop probably in another week or two.
sounds really good.
Yeah, so I'm getting there. I still got a list, but as you know, they're never done. But I'm chipping away at the list pretty quick. So
That sounds really good. Yeah, I'm going to look forward to it. I'll try and find it on the YouTube.
yeah, look for it on YouTube, and I have your number now. So hopefully,
Yeah, definitely. Call me anytime you want.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Sure. Yeah, if I can help, let me know.
There'll be some questions.
That's really good. I usually answer the phone, but today I was out playing in the grass here, so I didn't. The phone was in the garage, so I missed your call, but I'll call you back if I miss it.
It's totally understandable. It's a beautiful day. I wouldn't expect you to be in the house, so.
Oh, man, it's got to be 70 out here. It's unbelievable.
It's beautiful, though. I can't wait.
Oh.
I'm going to go for a ride in my car.
That sounds great.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for reaching out, and I will certainly be in touch.
Okay, great
All
talking
right,
to you.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I finally got to talk to George. It's I said in the phone call, it's really overwhelming getting to talk to him, and I don't have a list of questions in front of me to ask him, but as we were talking, some of the questions popped into my head and I had to ask him. So apologize for the beginning of the phone call. I had just regular, I didn't have him on speaker, so but hopefully you guys could get the gist of the conversation before I put him on speaker. Yeah, just there's so many questions and so many things that have been done to the car and undone to the car, that if I'm able to meet him hopefully soon, I'll be able to get some photos of the car. George said that he has photos of the car as he was building it, and like you heard him say, he's built 100 cars since he's built this one. So this one clearly was early on. He built it. So I was under the understanding from Walter that George would have been in his late teens, but apparently he was in his almost mid-20s, which at the end of the day it doesn't really make one bit of a difference. So the fact that I'm able to talk to him and ask him some of those questions is pretty incredible. So I'm looking forward to getting my car done now, even sooner, if that's possible. I can't go much faster than I'm going. So thanks everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed the phone call. So thanks everyone. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.